And the bits drop in the resub Picante. I actually don't get that reference, Mike. I don't know what that is. But yeah, here we can talk about the Nintendo thing. I'm sure a lot of you saw this. We can go over it. We talked about this guy a couple of years ago, actually. His name is Gary Bowser. You honestly couldn't have scripted a better story, but it's real. So a guy named Gary Bowser was responsible for, like, basically selling, like, hacked consoles and shit like that. So he was involved with Team Executor, and he had been sentenced to jail. Nintendo actually pursued action against him. He had made, I think, like $300K from all of his, like, hacking. And he spent 40 months in jail, and he just got released. And now he's going to have to pay 25 to 30% of his income every single month to Nintendo for the rest of his life. And he will still not be able to ever pay that off. His fucking grandkids will be paying that shit off. So long, Gary Bowser. Pretty sure chat made that joke when we talked about him 2 years ago, too. Which is still a fire joke, by the way. What was he doing specifically? I can't quite remember. Here, let's look. I just remember he was, like, hacking shit and selling, like, hacked consoles and other kinds of, like, pirated shit. Let's see if it has a synopsis. So he's paid $175 of his $10 million plus debt. So he's chipping away at it. He's making progress, ever so slightly. They wanted to send a message to other Switch hackers. It was a very significant moment for us. It's the purchase of video games that sustain Nintendo and the Nintendo ecosystem, and it is the games that make the people smile. It's for that reason that we do all we can to prevent games on Nintendo systems from being stolen. Heroes. You guys are such fucking noble saints. Thank you, Nintendo. Ensure that this man will never live his life without the fear of Nintendo down his neck. And then also, while you're at it, why not strike a few more YouTubers who make videos on your games? You guys love to make people smile. Thanks, Resub Frosty, Mando, and Whisker. It doesn't actually give the overview of what he did. I just remember he made like 300K or something like that, selling like pirated shit and like hacked consoles and all that. That punishment seems a bit much. Yeah, you don't fucking say. It's crazy that he actually got punished harder than an entire company that was hosting pirated games. The company just got a fine. They didn't like lock up and throw in the slammer every single person there. Meanwhile, Gary Bowser, he got the book thrown at him. He got the wood. It must have been something personal because his last name is literally Bowser. I have no doubt Gary Bowser got into hacking the Switch specifically because his last name's Bowser, so he's like, fuck it, I'll do it. Might as well. I'll fulfill my namesake. 100%. US successfully argued that Bowser and Team Executor had caused Nintendo to suffer $65 million in losses due to console hacking software and devices used to play pirated Nintendo Switch games. I don't recall that. 65 million from the console hacking software? I gotta be honest with you, Chief, that seems like a bunch of baloney. During the case, he admitted that he developed, manufactured, marketed, and sold a variety of circumvention devices that enabled users to play pirated versions of games. He was eventually found in the Dominican Republic and deported to the United States. I don't know why the number 300K keeps popping into my head. Maybe that's what Gary Bowser personally stood to gain, or personally gained from all of this. Or maybe I'm just way off the mark, but I really thought, or I vividly remember, like a report saying he had made like 300K from it all. But who knows? That could be wrong. Thanks for the 5 gift subs, Uber. Thank you for that. And the resub Stretch, Casper, Saint, Uber, Borf, Don, and Averno. So, okay, so that is what he made for himself. He himself made 300K. I've now seen 3 people say that. Okay, most of chat is now saying that. Okay, so I wasn't wrong. He made 300K over the 7 years. Gotcha. Man, this is honestly one of the most brutal fates. So, having to pay 25 to 30% to Nintendo, that's on top of tax, which I don't know where he lives, could be up to like another 20% or so. Like, my God. That's so brutal. That's so fucking brutal. I saw someone on Twitter say that they would honestly fake their own death in this case, and I really think Gary Bowser should fake his own death. There's very few cases where I'm like, faking a death would help. It would absolutely help here. Just fake your own death, brother. I don't know the best way of doing that, but there's gotta be a good way. And the Prime MST and the resub Slamabang. Fake his death, go to Cuba. Fake his death, go anywhere else. Literally go anywhere else. Like I said, I don't know the best way of faking your own death, but there's gotta be something. There's fucking gotta be. That's like the only way out of this hell. Dude needs a new dust filter for his Hoover Max Extract Pressure Pro Model 60. Fucking true. He's gonna need a Hoover Max ASAP. Does he even have a job? Well, he's just now getting out of prison after spending 40 months there. And he had a job in prison where he paid off $75 of his debt. So I would wager a guess he doesn't currently have a job. He's probably still hunting for one. Would Nintendo even cash a check for $25? No, I guarantee they don't even remember who Gary Bowser is. They fucked him and they forgot about him now. And this will be a generational debt for his whole lineage. I bet even when he does pass away in like fucking 70 years or whatever, Nintendo will then go after his next of kin to pick up that debt. You're not held accountable for your parents' debts. Well, wait till Nintendo has a shot. Nintendo will probably start lobbying for bringing back that kind of shit. You just wait. You think Nintendo or Disney would be worse to be sued by? Oh, Nintendo's evil, but Disney's on another level. What the fuck? Yeah, no, Disney would be significantly worse to go to legal battle with. It's not even close. Bro, Disney can bully anyone and anything in court. It's not even a contest. You seen DeSantis fighting Disney? I've only caught a little bit of it. I saw that he wants to put like a prison right next to Disney resorts or something. Which I guess in theory is a goofy slam dunk, but in practicality is the dumbest fucking idea ever. Scarlett Johansson won that lawsuit against Disney. Oh yeah, she did, didn't she? And then they kicked her out of anything Marvel related. You're right, I actually forgot she did win that lawsuit, didn't she? Disney invoked a 1700s law that would make the committee DeSantis had powerless until current King Charles III's son reaches the age of 21. What in tarnation are you talking about? What? I gotta look that up. What are you talking about? I don't see anything about that. It's real. It's a real law. Legal Eagle talked about it. Legal Eagle. Oh, so Legal Eagle actually... This is real? Oh my god, wait. Here, I found it. Disney blocks Ron DeSantis Florida power play with a royal family clause. The Walt Disney Company used a legal clause that name-checks King Charles III to apparently thwart Ron DeSantis' attempt to strip the company of its self-governance power in the state. The agreement includes a royal clause that dates back to 1692 in Britain and would extend its term limit for decades. This declaration shall continue in effect until 21 years after the death of the last survivor of the descendants of King Charles III, King of England, living as of the date of this declaration, the document said. This kind of clause is most often used in the UK, typically when it comes to trusts, and provides a buffer against perpetuities. So as long as one of those grandchildren make it to 80, this clause would be there for 100 years. What the fuck? Okay. That's huge. It was only then that Disney's new binding agreement was discovered. The clause was so obscure that several journalists who attended the February 8th meeting apparently didn't pick up on it. Well, yeah, it's from 1692, brother. Yeah, of course that shit's obscure. Wow. Thanks, Reset Michael. Quite a lot, EOD, quite a lot. Bro got slammed by a hidden game feature. I guess so, man. Wow. Oh, no, we were just touching on Disney because we were talking about Nintendo fucking this one guy, Gary Bowser in particular. And then we eventually shifted gears to Disney. So that's how that came up. You know how giddy the lawyer was when he discovered that clause? Bro, I can already picture this like a scene out of a movie. The Disney lawyers going through like ancient texts, like unraveling scrolls and like parchment, and then he sees it. Wait, the 1692 King Charles III clause. It's just what I needed. We've got it now. Perpetuities is a hazing ritual for new lawyers and is on every bar exam. I understand perpetuities is going to be like a big topic, but would they really need to go all the way back to 1692 legislation? Like, I feel like that's super obscure, even amongst like lawyers. But I'm just talking out of my ass. I'm just assuming.